and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. This night's episode of Monday Night Raw featured a shocking ending that is somewhat controversial to some of you guys, thanks to the actions of Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain, but it was not nearly enough to save us from another dreadful and dreary holiday episode of everybody's least favorite wrestling show, which is Monday Night Raw, and we are going to talk about it right here and right now. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's Monday Night Raw review. Let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Oh, we're getting garbage for Christmas. Monday Night Raw is still bad. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever it is you guys are doing this week. I hope you do it up, and I hope you have a wonderful and exciting week with family or friends or whatever it is your traditions hold for this time of year, because traditionally this time of year for the WWE holds the tradition of giving us the annual Christmas Garbage Fest, complete with Christmas trees and lots of squash. Tonight's show was full of squash matches, one right after the other in certain cases. It was Jobber Appreciation Night. You know how they have Night of Champions, and then there's the night of this, and the night of... Tonight was the night of the Jobbers. Almost every single match on this night featured at least one, if not multiple jobbers in certain segments. And it was all just garbage. A bunch of Christmas-colored, brightly lit snowflakes falling from the ceiling garbage. Snowflakes so wondrous that even Rusev needed to be like, wow, I can't believe it's snowing in here. Rusev is a topic that we will address this evening, but come on, man. You got 11 matches on this 3-hour show. 11! 6 of which did not even last 3 minutes. Most of those featuring a jobber of some sort. Now, you don't want to consider a guy like Cedric Alexander a jobber, but what else really is he right now? He comes up every once in a while, and he's put out there to lose. Thus is the job of a jobber. Tony Nese is another one. Where the hell has he been? He's only been a former Cruiserweight champion. You know, the guy that unseated Buddy Murphy. He's got talent. He's got potential out the roof. Surely they'll give him some time in there with a guy like Ricochet as his partner. This is going to be a great matchup, you would think, on paper. And I sat down and actually fooled myself into some false excitement and said, wow, this could be a great match. This is a matchup we never seen before, and apparently we're not going to see it again, and it was over before it even began. Disrespectful to the former champion. Sure, it's great to see Ricochet back on the winning track, and I would like to see more matchups like these, but they need to be given more time. Why are you giving 15 minutes to Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander so that Lana can come out and start talking shit so that you can go to commercial break? Who wants to hear Lana talk at all? Nobody. Nobody. And it's one thing for her to come out and start yammering on about all of the shit that she needs to say that she's going to flub no matter how she tries to deliver it to you. It's a complete other thing to just think she can interject mid-match. This match is going on between these two guys wrestling, and she wants to stick in her 2 cents and change the rules of the wrestling match. She wants it to be just Greco-Roman style wrestling as to preserve her man because they're getting married on Monday. Give us all a reason not to tune in, why don't you? All that time given to this matchup to watch Bobby Lashley squash Cedric Alexander. Did you think Cedric was going to get the win? Cedric was getting all the offense. He did have a great showing. He looked great against the big man, but you knew he was going to lose. This was stupid. This was predictable, and this was a waste of television time. Why not put Cedric Alexander out there against a Ricochet or a Tony Nese or somebody for 15, 20 minutes and let me see some good wrestling? And leave your Bobby Lashley Lana segment to however the hell you want to divvy it up and jam it down my throat. No matter how you do it, I'm not going to like the taste of it and I'm going to regurgitate it back at you. It's a poop hammer segment for the moment, and it gets a poop hammer again this week, just based off of the sin of her interjecting mid-match and stopping the flow of the matchup, putting her 2 cents in, trying to change the rules. It's one of the many poop hammer moments we could have on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw Review. It's absolutely atrocious that we are not seeing better quality matchups and that we are given the majority amount of time to matches that nobody wants to see. This was the longest singles match on the night. The only other match that beat this out, and it was barely by a minute or two tops, was the 6-man tag between the OC and Randy Orton and the Viking Raider Warriors. Why? Why not give Aleister Black that much time? Why not give them more than 30 seconds to have a matchup? How many matches ended in less than a minute tonight? I would love to know that stat. It's disgusting. Why book 11 matches? Why not book 7 quality matchups? Give them time so that the performers can do what they need to do and get us invested in the story. But no, we're not going to do that. We're going to have too many matches booked. We're going to not give them any time for anything. And we're going to divide all of the time to all of the segments that nobody gives 2 shits about. Take, for example, some of the other shit we had to see on this night. Kevin Owens opened the show. And I love seeing Kevin Owens. I'm a big Kevin Owens fan. I'm not a big fan of Mojo Rawley. However, I will give them a pass in this scenario, because this is coming off of the altercation they had at last week's Monday Night Raw where Kevin Owens attacked Mojo Rawley. And now Mojo wants his revenge, and it's immediately escalated to a no disqualifications match. I guess at Mojo's request. I don't know. But in this case, you got Mojo Rawley as the jobber. He's a glorified jobber. What has Mojo Rawley done ever to make anybody think he's anything more than that? He's an enhancement talent, which is a nice way of calling you a jobber. You're out there to go and do the job and lose the match to Kevin Owens. A match that didn't really need to be happening, but I appreciated at least they had something to it. It wasn't just randomly, Mojo Rawley fighting Kevin Owens. No, this is because of some shit that happened, and I appreciate when they don't make me forget about what happened last week and don't want me to forget and just move forward without doing anything further with anything, because that's what the WWE does with every storyline. So I appreciate even the little bit of the crumb they gave me here, but Mojo Rawley, being that crumb, makes it a stale crumb. So it's not really delicious, and it's not nutritional, and it's not nourishing my wrestling soul, but I'll take that over some of the other crap we got, and at least this match was longer than 5 minutes. It was no disqualification. It got a little raucous at times, but you couldn't tell. The one thing I hate the most about these Christmas shows is that you can't tell how the crowd's really feeling, because they pipe in all this bullshit reaction stuff. They put cheers where there ain't supposed to be cheers. They put boos where they want there to be boos. At one point during the night, they showed Eric Rowan's giant face in the cage with the whole, thing. And they played the cheers. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Do they want us to be cheering for Eric Rowan? Is this supposed to be some sort of a babyface transition? Is he going to pull off the canvas off of the cage, which seemed a little bit bigger to me than usual? Did it look like they made the cage bigger? I don't know. It might just be me. But did they take the canvas bag off the top and he's going to have a puppy in there? And everybody's going to, Eric Rowan loves puppies. And then we're going to all be like, I don't know. Why would they pipe in cheers when Eric Rowan's big disgusting face shows up on the screen through the cage thing? which makes me feel icky, like I'm being held captive by some demonic person who wants to stick things in me in places I don't need things to be stuck in. This is what it feels like to watch Monday Night Raw. Some of the other shit. Alright, so Kevin Owens, he gets this win, right? So now they have the Authors of Pain and Seth Rollins come out because Kevin Owens is still fixing for a fight. His fight with Mojo Jabobo wasn't good enough, so now he wants some more action. Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain were more than happy to come out. Seth Rollins, couldn't have to be this way. Kevin Owens, blah, 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 blah. I didn't really care all that much. Kevin Owens just wanted to fight. Next thing you know, all hell's breaking loose. They're beating down Kevin Owens. The numbers advantage gets on top of him. Kevin Owens, like Roman Reigns, apparently has no friends. He's going to come and bail out everybody, but he has no friends. And he gets beat down, he gets curb stomped, and then that's all we would see of Kevin Owens. Of course, we would see Seth Rollins and the Authors of Pain again at the close of this show, which leads me to ask you guys, did any of you believe that Kevin Owens was going to come back and play a part in the finish of tonight's show? Because I certainly did. I don't know where the hell he went. And I don't want to hear, oh, they said he was taken to the hospital. How many times has a wrestler been taken to a local medical facility or a hospital or whatever and then shows up before the night is over? Kevin Owens had the opening segment. This is now a 3-hour show. He had more than enough time to be taken to a local facility and then be brought the fuck back so that he could be part of the end and save Rey Mysterio's ass. Not that what happened with Samoa Joe shouldn't have happened, because I thought that was one of the best things that has happened on Raw all year. And while it does come with a double-edged sword, so to speak, because the Authors of Pain put Samoa Joe through the announce table tonight at the end of Monday Night Raw, which was the controversial, shocking moment that nobody expected. Samoa Joe was the only one of the announce team that decided, I ain't moving for you guys because I'm Samoa Joe and I ain't scared. And Samoa Joe was like the perfect mouthpiece for the Authors of Pain tonight. At the start of the show, after they did what they did to Kevin Owens and left him laying out there, he made it a point to put them over like crazy. So it kind of doesn't make sense that they would target in on him where he was kind of, a proponent of theirs and understands what they're all about and is telling people you need to be afraid of these guys. I've been telling you, nobody's listening to me. Why would you go after that guy? That guy knows what you're all about. He's telling everybody what you're doing. He's putting you over like gangbusters, and now you're going to put him through an announce table because he didn't want to get up. I guess they wanted to use the announce table on Rey Mysterio. Joe wasn't going to get up. He said, if I get up, it's going to mean your ass. And now I'm automatically invested. For the first time all night, I'm sitting there on the edge of my seat. Samoa Joe's going to single-handedly take on the AOP, and he don't give a shit because he's Samoa Joe, and I'm into it. I'm totally into it. And Seth Rollins gets involved, and they give you the false tease that they're going to just walk away and leave Samoa Joe alone, but then Rollins sends the dogs in to attack. Samoa Joe gets put through a table. Great moment. Great moment. But the bad thing, like I've already mentioned, I don't understand why, being how Samoa Joe was on their side. But more so than that, this is only going to mean one of two things, which is going to be either Samoa Joe is not going to be back on commentary for quite some time. Look how long Dio Madden has been out from an F5. I'm sure they're going to want to sell the damage from the AOP. Maybe Samoa Joe is not going to be on the announce team anymore, which is a tremendous negative because he's so goddamn good at what he does. And tonight, how he handled the Authors of Pain situation is proof positive of that. The guy needs to stay on that announce team. I don't think I could take it without him. He was one of the saving graces of Monday Night Raw, and now we're not going to be hearing his voice. However, if you could look for a silver lining, the silver lining in that scenario is maybe this is going to be the footsteps of Samoa Joe making his way back into the ring. I would love to see him taking on the AOP either with Kevin Owens or with Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio, since we have to do everything in the rule of three. I don't care at this point. Because when they when Samoa Joe put over the AOP at the start of this show, one of the things I initially thought is, man, Samoa Joe gets it. He knows what these guys are all about. He's putting them over tremendously. And he's the type of competitor that is not afraid of the Authors of Pain. And I would love nothing more than to see him be in there going into battle against them. That I thought was going to be great. And then by the end of the show, what ended up happening, that may exactly be the course that we are on. So I'm not going to be too mad about not having him on commentary if we are going to get the Samoan submission machine back on the mat, breaking bones and kicking ass the way I really love to see my Samoa Joe. Maybe they'll give him some respect this time around during the run. Maybe not. Who knows? But it's better than what they've been getting us. It was the highlight of the night. The best thing to happen all evening. Hands down. And we jumped ahead towards the end because everything else in between those two sandwiched moments was nothing but crap. And we had our normal crap sandwich that is known as Monday Night Raw. You got two nice little toasty nuggets right at the front end and the back end of something kind of cool, but right in the middle you got to get through a whole bunch of disgusting, greasy, just not good for you, unhealthy trash that you have to ingest because they're forcing it down your throat with a gigantic rusty spoon, and there is no fighting it. And it doesn't matter that it's the Christmas season, they still hate you just as much as they do all 364 other days of the year. So take your Christmas and shove it up your wrestling fan butt. Trying to be more, less crass. And I know that at this point I probably dropped 100 F-bombs, but who cares? I'm trying. At least I'm showing you guys I'm trying. So the rest of the show, we had Santa winning the, hey, look at me, I'm a clown, nobody gives a shit, avocado toast gold-plated 24/11/2012 championship belt. Santa wins the championship, and Santa was going to take the championship and run off to the North Pole. And I'm thinking to myself in this one short, microcosm of a second, I'm like, wow, this could be great. Because Santa's going to take this shit to the North Pole, and maybe this is them writing the title off the show. Santa's booking it to the North Pole. He's got the 24/7 avocado toast colored, who gives a shit, I'm a clown championship on his shoulders. And he's going to give it to the elves, and they're going to just leave it there. And he's going to be in the North Pole in an imaginary place that nobody can find, and it can disappear forever. Fortunately, that was not the case, as the WWE decided to fill this 3-hour disgrace of a Christmas show with not only a bunch of squash matches and jobbers galore, but with an ongoing 24/7 title segment that's seen R-Truth and Akira Tozawa chasing Santa Claus all over New York City. At one point, it was so ridiculous, they were in a horse and carriage ride. And they were chasing each other in a horse and carriage. And you could just very easily have chased them on foot. And then, Santa gets out of his horse and buggy, and then they get out of theirs. And it was just this is so ridiculous. We got a random street Santa. A Salvation Army, nobody clown in a Santa suit is an official WWE champion. And everybody thinks this is okay. R-Truth is fantastic. But, tonight was just a little much. Some of his one-liners, they make me chuckle. The guy's a national treasure. He's great. But he's being wasted in these segments because it's about this stupid title. And it's just, I don't believe that it's about him. It is about that stupid belt. Now, they have to still have it be on this show. And I was hoping by the end of the year it would be gone. Certainly doesn't seem the case. And damn you, Santa, for not just getting right back on your sled and shooting back to the North Pole. Or just do your little magic, nose thing or whatever it is. Aren't you freaking magical, you stupid imaginary person? Oh, Sorry, it's definitely going to get me on the naughty list. We're 2 days away from Christmas, and I'm calling out Sandy for not shooting away on his sled after he got that belt. I would have hightailed it right the hell out of there. At the very least, he could have called a cab. Hailed a taxi out of the park and get the hell out of New York. Meet the elf somewhere else. I don't know. Any of this is more that I'm talking about is more entertaining than what they did eventually with this whole entire segment. I didn't care. You didn't care. Nobody cares. So why do we still have it? Who the hell knows? Some of the other things on this night. Let's get down the list. Drew McIntyre defeats Zack Ryder in 2 minutes. So what was the point? Don't you think I'd be more impressed by Drew McIntyre if he went out there like he was doing with a guy like Cedric? And in Zack Ryder, the kid has talent. You don't remember because they never let you see it, but the kid's got talent. Couldn't he have gone out there and put on a nice 10-minute matchup that makes him actually look like a great wrestler and not like a stupid goofball internet action figure moron who's pretending to be a wrestler? Going out there and losing in 2 minutes to Drew McIntyre. Now, Drew McIntyre's no slouch. I know he's nearly 7 feet tall. Looks like he's chiseled out of granite. He's a fantastic physical specimen, and he's probably a beast. But come on, this is why we have nobody. Even back in the Attitude Era, and before then, even the mid-carders, you knew there were the guys that could go, and then there were your guys that were jobbers. And now it's just everybody's a jobber, and the other person's like a main event. You're either in the main event or you're in the jobber squad. There is no in between. Why is Zack Ryder losing so quickly? Instead of if you're going to use him, build him up. If you're not going to build him up and make him into something that's going to be good for your use in the future, then why are you having him on the show? Put somebody else there and build them up. What was the point? So that he can go home and say, oh, me and my girlfriend lost on Monday Night Raw on the same night. That's got to be some kind of historical stat. Because Zack Ryder's girlfriend, Chelsea Green, made her debut on Monday Night Raw tonight. They did this last week with the NXT girls. And it's like, I don't know if Deonna Purrazzo is now a member of Monday Night Raw. I don't know if Chelsea Green is now truly a member of Monday Night Raw. Or if they just stopped by for Christmas to visit friends. They didn't make it clear. Sure, they made their debut because it was the first time either one of them have been on Raw. But are they staying on Raw? Wouldn't it have been interesting if they were staying on Raw to maybe see Deonna Purrazzo come out and play a part in Chelsea Green's match tonight since she lost to... I'm not going to keep giving them ideas. I'm not going to keep giving them ideas because I know somebody out there is watching me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have 2 fucking strikes against this channel, even though they are undeserved. And hopefully I don't get another one for this one because I don't know what the hell we did except talk the truth about Monday Night Raw. But why should I keep giving them my idea? I know I'm telling you guys, but we know the spies are watching. And sometimes they skirt down the lines of what we say. And I'm tired of giving them the easy way out. Only for them to use it like partially and then throw it back in my face and make it look like shit in the end anyway. Nobody wants that out of their ideas. Becky Lynch cuts a promo against Asuka. She wants to fight Asuka because Asuka's the one person that's beat the man. Lots of people have beat the man since then. Why is Asuka the one thing she has to redo? She's the one thing. What? Many people have pinned Becky Lynch's shoulders to the mat since then. But all of a sudden she's taking something out on Asuka. Now, this is great. I mean, the Becky versus Asuka should have happened like a year ago. So I'm glad that it's finally happening. How are they going to find a way to ruin it? I don't know. You still got Asuka as the women's tag team champion. Asuka now wants to be Asuka 2 belts. I don't appreciate them letting these girls go off in their Japanese native language without even throwing like a line or two in between for us to kind of just get the gist of what they're saying. If they can't speak English and you're putting them on a television show that is watched by predominantly a North American and Canadian and European audience where the majority of those people speak English, why wouldn't you have a person there that could speak for them then? Instead of doing these things where Asuka looks like she's just screaming into the microphone to those of us who don't understand Japanese, and then Becky Lynch answers her in Japanese. Weird. Asuka and Becky Lynch are set on a collision course and probably going to take place next week, I believe. It didn't go on that long, thankfully, but it didn't accomplish anything more than we've already seen kind of set in motion after last week. Aleister Black comes out, and he has this guy in the ring named Dion. What's up, Dion? Thanks for coming to the party. You're going to get your jaw kicked off. Pow, Black Mass match was over like a half a minute. I don't even think we went a full minute. It was over before I even blinked, man. And after this, Black is leaving. He's going up the ramp, and then Buddy Murphy decides he's coming to the ramp. And I hate Buddy Murphy's new theme song. It's absolute trash. I think his original theme song when he first came up was just fine. I really just don't think it fits his character. I don't even really know what his character is anymore, if we're truly being honest about it. But in this feud opposite Aleister Black, I'm definitely still invested and interested in what Buddy Murphy is going to be doing with Mr. Black in the future. This thing, however, that they did tonight, where they're, I guess, kind of doing a one-upsmanship kind of angle with them, because Buddy Murphy's match, I guess, was booked immediately following Aleister Black's matchup. Aleister Black, as we said, crossed paths. They exchanged a little bit of words between one another, and then Buddy Murphy went into the ring and then beat his opponent in just about the same time, maybe a little bit quicker. Two no-name jobbers in two big-time spots. All for Aleister Black to make his way back to the ring, offer his hand in friendship to Buddy Murphy, but Buddy Murphy would refuse, and then he would get his jaw kicked into the third row by Aleister Black delivering the Black Mass kick. And off to the races we are. At the end of the day, I don't mind the purpose of the segment, but the two 30-minute jobber matches, 30 minutes, God forbid, 30-minute jobber match, two 30 seconds matches, and the whole thing, I don't know. Some of you guys maybe dug it. I definitely didn't. I would much rather prefer Black go out there and kill it with somebody the talent of Murphy than doing something like this. I appreciate the effort in the story, but I don't think it's really as creative as many of people might be thinking. Oh, it was such a great idea. It's a different way to go about things, and at least you can continue the feud without them going up against each other. Sure, I understand all of those points, and they are valid. They are valid, but two 30-second matches. Come on. That alone should be, like, outlawed from all further booking of professional wrestling. 30-second long matches belong only to megastars like a Bill Goldberg, whose gimmick that was anyway. His matches aren't supposed to be more than 30 seconds long. That's his whole thing. And yet we still shit on him for it, because it's not how we like to see wrestling now. So why are we giving it a pass here? Because you like Aleister Black, you think he's cool? No, man. I like Ricochet. I think Ricochet's cool. I like Tony Nese. I think he's pretty cool too. And we already touched upon this. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This match was over before it began. He won out of nowhere with his little code breaker. You can see that nobody in the crowd gave a shit. You could just look out and see. Everybody's just sitting there. Nobody's cheering, even though you hear cheering. The canned audio is there. Takes you right out of it. Charlotte Flair defeated Chelsea Green in 4 minutes. Why couldn't Chelsea Green have come out of nowhere and pinned Charlotte Flair? You know why? Because she's not staying on Raw. That's my belief. She's going back to NXT. She did this because there are no women to fight anybody. Everybody's spread out. between two rosters. The women's division should be one interchangeable division where girls can go and fight wherever it is they want to fight. It's a division that engulfs the entirety of the company. It can be brought into the NXT brand as well. Why not? Make it interesting. And now you have so many talented females to choose from in mega matches, dream matches. Baszler versus Lynch. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. All the possibilities are there. But you're not doing anything smart like that. Instead, you're taking a fresh new face. A Chelsea Green. Zack Ryder's girlfriend. Throwing her out there to lose to the Queen. To get another win under her belt. Because her 10 championship wins aren't enough that she couldn't have gave back a little bit and gave the rub to Chelsea Green here. Wrestle the girl for 10 minutes. Let the world see what she's capable of. Let the world see that Charlotte Flair can carry a match without a Becky Lynch in it. Or a Sasha Banks in it. Or an Asuka in it. And let Chelsea Green get the win. Put the wrestling world on its end. Oh my God, the Queen Charlotte lost to this Chelsea Green girl must be pretty badass. She beat Charlotte Flair. Now we have a new star. It's almost an immediate thing. And then you don't want to do anything for Zack. Let Zack Ryder be her manager. Let him go out there and be her manager. Flip the roles. He's the valet. She's the superstar. Why not? No, but instead, the Queen wins. Figure 8 for the tap out. Who cares? We get another Liv Morgan promo. And I look quickly on social media and I see everybody going, oh, Liv Morgan's being Poppy. And I'm sitting there going, Poppy? She don't look pink to me. Now, I know we used to call her the Smurf Blower, but she definitely doesn't look like a tiny little troll with a little onion head of pink fuzzy hair. I know that Poppy. I remember Poppy from the show Strangers with Candy. That's really dating me. The Fox 5 show from back in the early 90s. She used to go, hi, Poppy. I remember that. What are some of the other Poppies you know? And then I'm looking into it, and I'm seeing this girl that was at NXT recently, Poppy. She's just some blonde girl. I don't know what she does. Apparently she's a musician. Okay. I've never heard anything from her. I've never seen her on YouTube. I don't know anything about her. But if Liv Morgan is going to have a rebirth, and she needs to become herself, she has to destroy herself to become herself, she's going to get her power back, and all this shit. And she's just going to, I guess, be this Poppy girl. Everybody's saying she's Poppy. Oh, look at Liv Morgan. She's being like Poppy. If that's like a real thing, what do you think? I don't know. You see how it makes me kind of speechless? Because I don't know who this girl is. I'm not going to talk her down. I don't know what her music sounds like. I took a look at her face. She's not a bad-looking woman. You know, she's a little pale for me. She's got this look going on. And Liv Morgan is not going to do anything new and unique and different. She's just going to mold herself after Poppy. I hope that's not the case. I hope this is a slow burn. I don't mind these vignettes. I love these. I have called for them to be doing this with everybody. They should have did this with the Street Profits. They should have did this with each and every person that has come up with from NXT for weeks and weeks and weeks. You introduce them. You give us a glimpse into what they are about, who they are. You hear them speak. You see them so that when they show up, you know who they are. You know whether or not you like them, and off to the races you are. It worked with Razor Ramon. It worked with Goldust. It worked with The Undertaker. It worked with everybody. And it's certainly probably going to work with Liv Morgan now. Because it's unique. It's intriguing. It's got me wondering. I have no idea where they're going with it. So it's already, I guess, somewhat of a success. But I certainly hope she's going to do something crazy and truly unique and different, and not just copy what somebody else is doing. Don't copy Poppy. Don't copy Poppy. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. She's anything but typical, right? So don't be a typical copycat. Be Liv Morgan. Don't copy Poppy. 6-man tag team action. AJ Styles and the club. The OC. The Orange County. They defeated Randy Orton and the World Tag Team Champions because, of course, a team that has the champions on it are going to lose. Now, I can't sit here and tell you that I'm happy that AJ Styles and the club got the win here. And I can't sit here and tell you that I'm happy that Randy Orton and the Viking Warrior Raiders lost. All I can tell you is that this match happened. It wasn't that bad. And AJ Styles and his friends finally get to win. Why? I don't know. This is only going to further both of the scenarios here. You got Randy Orton and AJ Styles headed towards a collision course. You got the Raider champion Raiders and the OC looking to do battle for the championships, I guess, again, because they're like the women, there are really no other tag teams around, so you might as well just go with the ones you have, or the one you have, at least in Raw's case. The match wasn't bad, but it was really nothing special and nothing worth remembering, and I'm sure we'll probably see it again, maybe even before the end of the year, if Raw continues to Raw. After this, we've seen Santa with the whole horse-drawn carriage thing. Then we seen Eric Rowan talking to his little weird cage thing. And then we seen the Street Profits doing their same old Street Profits thing in the back, talking about the Lana and Lashley marriage, wondering if they're invited to the whole thing. And I certainly do not give two shits about it. I wish that we weren't invited, and I wish it wasn't going to be a part of Raw. It's completely unnecessary. They talked about the Rowan and the cage thing, and then they said they want the smoke. So somebody roll these guys up, give them the smoke, and send them back to NXT, please, because if this is what you got, I ain't biting. I ain't biting. Right now, this is one of the problems with them changing up the whole packaging of the War Raiders. The War Raiders should be a heel team. And they should be very similar in vein to the Authors of Pain, and they should be tearing ass through a tag team division and anybody that gets in their way. So that when a team like the Street Profits come up, that the crowd is clearly going to be with, they want to party with, they want to see succeed, go up against these demonic, barbarian-looking, very, very powerful beings known as the Viking Warrior Raiders. It becomes an emotional match. It becomes an investing style match because everybody's going to want to see the Street Profits beat the Viking Raiders. And every time they try and fail is going to make each time they get back to that opportunity even more sweeter, and even sweeter still when they finally win those championships. That's how you book wrestling, people. Not like this. Another jobber match on the night. Eric Rowan defeats Travis Horn. Duh, of course he's going to defeat Travis Horn. The thing that I hate, and the thing that gets this another poop hammer segment for the evening, involving Eric Rowan and his jobber morons, who every single week now, apparently, are going to do the same thing. And they're going to run around the ring, and they're going to try to get this cage and try to get the canvas off the top of the cage. And Why are we doing the same thing? Did you not see what happened to the friggin' guy last week? Did you not see what happened to the guy before that guy the week before? And how he's just destroying people no matter what? Like, why do you even want to know what's in the cage? What if there's a severed head in the cage? What if it's not a puppy? What if it's a severed head? What do you give a shit what he's got in that cage? Be grateful that in the matches that you've seen him have already, that you know after you get your ass beat, he's not going to pull out what's in the cage. So what do you give a shit what's in the cage? What's with the obsession? It was funny the first time the one guy did it, kinda. And now it's just going to be the running gag. Show us what's in the fucking cage, or get out of here with it. Or at least move forward with it. Don't just do the same old repeat segment with it week after week, because that makes me hate it more and more, and it is going to guarantee that no matter what you reveal that stupid thing to be, the payoff is not going to be worth the price of admission and the price of my sanity and the price of my Monday nights that you have wasted with this crap. Travis Horn gives a shit. Rusev comes out looking like half a Rusev. Looks like a Rusev half a day. Not even a full day anymore. I don't know, man. The guy's trimmed up. He's slimmed down. He's got no hair. And apparently he lost his aggressive streak. So I have absolutely nothing of the old Rusev that I was a huge fan of to cling on to and say, yeah, you know what, I really still like this guy. He's walking around, he's acting like a clown, he's dancing around with conga morons. Rusev is now a conga moron after this evening, and I don't even like having to say those words. I don't want to ever say things like that to you guys, but it's just the way it is, man. Rusev defeats No Way Jose in less than a minute. Another squash match. No Way Jose, the jobber in this situation. Somebody paid to come in and look at the lights. Jobber. Only for Rusev to dance around with him when all is said and done. Machka kick. Match is over. Let's dance. I want to dance. I want to get kisses from your conga jerks. Stupid. Absolutely dumb. The United States Championship was on the line. Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. We talked a little bit about this already as well. This matchup was barely even 10 minutes. It was not as exciting as you might think it should have been, because it was not given enough time to really even feel like a true championship match. And that may have been by design, being that they were going to have the AOP get involved, pull Rey Mysterio from this thing, get Seth Rollins disqualified from this matchup altogether, and cost him his shot at the championship, which to me, like, if you're my goons and you do that, like, I'm pissed at you now, like, unless that was the plan, in which case, why? Why are you targeting Rey Mysterio if you don't want that championship? And if you do want that championship, why wouldn't you not tell your idiots to not get involved so you don't get me disqualified? Some little loopholes, logic gaps that I find in this scenario. Otherwise, it was executed pretty well. And while the disqualification was a lame way to go about things, they very easily could have saved everything with the Authors of Pain getting involved, and then Kevin Owens coming out to make the save, and everything becomes a no contest. Nobody wins, nobody loses, there's no decision by anybody, and you can continue on with this storyline the way we all already know you are going to. But the story about this match isn't even the match. It's the attack on Samoa Joe after the matchup. As we mentioned, the Authors of Pain, following the pulling out of Rey Mysterio and the disqualification ending the matchup, would continue to beat down on Rey Mysterio to the point where he was pretty much lifeless in the ring. They dragged his lifeless body up the ramp. And this is where Samoa Joe decides to make his stand. He tells the Authors of Pain, I am not going to get up, and if I do get up, it's going to mean your asses. Joe gets to his feet. Seth Rollins steps in. He tries to stop him. Things seemed to calm down for just a microcosm of a second, and then Rollins walked by the Authors of Pain and very quietly and calmly said, "Finish him," which was kind of cheesy, and then they would oblige. They would attack Samoa Joe. He held his ground as long as he could, but the numbers advantage quickly swallowed him up. He found himself planted through the Monday Night Raw announce table, and Monday Night Raw would go off the air with Seth Rollins delivering a curb stomp to Rey Mysterio on the stage to make you begin your holiday season with Snidely Whiplash Rollins starting his course of domination and destruction with his new Architects of Pain in tow. And it was the first and only interesting thing they have done since the invention of the Fiend. So it may be a glimmer of hope for the future. It may just be a sign of what we are going to continue to now see every single week. But hopefully, I mean, we still got one Raw to go this year, and you know it ain't going to be anything to talk about. It's going to be something the hammer needs to be brought down on, just based off of the fact that we are going to have to sit through this Lana and Lashley wedding next week, and I'm trying not to decide to call it a vacation next week. Like, I want to tell you guys, you know what? I want to take the week off but it's the last Raw of the year, and we can't do that. If I can't sit here talking about this with you guys, then there's no way I'm going to even get through it myself. So we're going to be here, unfortunately, as guests with you guys as we all attend the ridiculous wedding of Lashley and Lana. And I'm already crying about it because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I know you guys don't either. But I know you guys love coming here and seeing me. And if this is your first time here at the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed today's broadcast, if I made you laugh, if I made you cry, if I made you understand some of the things that were absolutely wrong with this terrible, terrible Monday Night Raw show from the WWE, then hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button if you had a great time. Share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if they maybe need to be educated as to why Monday Night Raw is no longer the best wrestling show in the world, and why the WWE is no longer the best wrestling company in the whole entire world. You know where to direct their attention, because we are always accepting new members into the Sledgehammer Army, and it starts with an awesome wrestling fan just like you. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like and share. And if you really want to support the show, you can go to bonfire.com/store/sledgehammer-tv and pick yourself up a Sledgehammer TV logo t-shirt in red for Monday Night Raw if you hate yourself that much, in blue if you hate yourself in a different color that much, and then we have it also in yellow for NXT. We have the black that you see on the screen to represent AEW, and there is also an exclusive orange t-shirt for my House of Glory promotion in New York City. Or, if you're a fun kind of a guy or a gal, and you want to wear a nicely designed spirally turd on your chest, we have the Poop Hammer, the most lethal weapon in all the professional wrestling reviews. The Poop Hammer t-shirt now available as well. All sizes available, still available through the holiday season. Get yours before they're gone, and we change it up as 2020 is going to bring new subscribers, new shows, and new shirts and designs. So get them while they're hot. I love them. I know you guys love them. It's a great way to support the show, as well as all of the other things we have already mentioned. If, for whatever reason, this video gets taken down, I know you guys that are still watching me at this point are the loyal long-timers that are going to listen to what I have to say at 50 minutes into the broadcast. This is important, you guys. If, for whatever reason, they attack this review, there's no Raw logo here. You know, we changed the layout, as you all immediately probably recognize that the things are looking a little bit different around here. I'm keeping things a lot more original because I don't want them to hit me with an unnecessary strike for a third time. I have two. If they hit me with a third one, they might shut this channel down. And there is no reason for it. I have never used any copyrighted content in the reviews that they are claiming that I have. And you guys all know that to be true. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. It's just a simple fact. There are dozens of other videos that are exactly like the two that have a strike that have never been struck with a strike before. But the whole point of me talking about any of this again is if this channel is not here when you come to look for it again, don't forget to look for the Nick Nightmare Show on YouTube. That will be the name of the supplemental channel. We will also always be available on Podbean. The Stitcher account should be fixed. Thank you for bringing to my attention the Stitcher link has been down for quite some time, and I was not made aware of that at all. Also, iTunes and Spotify. The audio format file of this show is always up. It's not up as soon as the YouTube reviews usually are, where we premiere everything, but always be following us on Twitter, on the Instagram. At this handle, we have the Facebook page, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show on Facebook. Go follow it. Go like it. Make sure you have all your notifications up on everything so that if for some godforsaken reason they attack this channel again unnecessarily because of my negative views or my negative opinion, which is my right to have because this is a review show. The point is to review and critique. Those are the things that you need to do to hear your favorite wrestling show. And I will have a new channel. The Nick Nightmare Show will be what we are going to go with. And hopefully that's not the case. I don't want to have to start again from zero. And hopefully things, and I get those copyright strikes removed. I have been fighting them, but I'm not really getting anything back from YouTube or anybody. But just to keep you guys in the know. So follow me wherever you can to keep yourselves informed as to what's going on with the channel and where you can catch it if, God forbid, we are taken down for this review. Which you will know, now that you have watched for almost a full hour, contains no WWE video or audio. So this is what we do here. We don't copy other people's shit. Definitely not. Thank you all for being with me here once again as we are bringing 2019 to a close. And man, if there was ever a year in my life that needs to be over, it definitely needs to be this one. We need to get to the next year and look to bigger, greater things and start to be more positive again. And I have you guys with me for the ride, and I can't thank you enough. So my name is Nick Nightmare. This is the team Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue, the Snowball. The most important member of the team, as always, is each and every one of you. That, my friends, is going to do it. We are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com. Wish me good luck, guys.